afternoon.
Good afternoon.
We're so grateful to be in your guys' presence. In fact, we are very honored to share this Sunday with you and to see all your happy faces. Amen. If my wife hadn't told you, if she hadn't told you yet, I'm gonna be the one to tell you. We love children.
Yeah.
We love kids so much. And hopefully you guys will love us too.
Yes. Amen.
So our teaching today will be titled Taking Refuge in the Lord. Do you know what taking refuge or refuge is? Do you know what refuge is? You know. Do you know? So it means hiding. Do you know what hiding is?
Mm-hmm.
When you hide in the Lord. So our title, the lesson today is Hiding in the Lord. Now we will read from the book of Judges, chapter 6, verse 12. We'll read of this very particular, very interesting man. His name was Gideon. We'll read from the book of Judges, chapter 6, verse 12. We'll read to 16. I'll read and you guys can follow. From verse 12, it reads as follows. And the angel of the Lord appeared unto him and said unto him, The Lord is with thee, thou mighty man of valor. And Gideon said unto him, O my Lord, if the Lord be with me, why then is all this befallen us? And where be his miracle which our fathers told us of, saying, Did not the Lord bring us up from Egypt? But now the Lord has forsaken us and delivered us into the hands of the Midianites. Now the Bible tells us of this man, very interesting man. His name is Gideon. He was part of the tribe of Israel. Do you remember the tribe of Israel? He was one of the tribe of Israel. And now on this particular day, an angel came to Gideon and was talking to Gideon. And the angel said, because at that time, the tribe of Israel had been taken captive. They were enslaved by the Midianites. And at that time, they had to do what the Midianites were telling them to do. So they couldn't do what they wanted to do. They were slaves. So the angel of the Lord came to Gideon and said, Hey, Gideon, the Lord gave me a message and said, I need to give you this message. And the message is that the Lord is going to use you to get out of slavery, to help your people get out of slavery. And Gideon was surprised. He said, how is this going to happen? He tells the angel, as we read forward, he says, I'm from a poor family. My family has nothing. And in my entire family, I'm the weakest. Do we feel like that sometimes?
Yes.
You know, when the Lord gives us a message and says, I want you to do this today, and you feel scared to do it. And you feel, oh my goodness, I cannot do this. I'm not brave enough. But God says to Gideon, the angel says, do not worry. Do not be afraid. God is with you.
Right.
And immediately Gideon felt better about himself. He said, well, if God is going to be with me, let me do something. Let God prove himself. So as we read forward, Gideon asked the angel and says, wait, if you say God is with me, I need you to prove it. And he says to the angel, give me a second. And he runs into his house quickly and prepares dinner and makes bread and makes a lamb for the angel. And he brings it out and says, well, if God is indeed going to be with me to free my people, then please have this offering. And the angel told him, put the food on the rock. And Gideon did so. He put the food on the rock and he put the gravy on the rock. And the angel touched the food with the stick, with a rod. And there was a fire, a big fire. and consumed all the fruit that was on the rock. And Gideon was really happy with that. So he went home. And then we read forward. We left off at 14. And the Lord looked upon him and said, Go in thy might, and thou shalt save Israel from the hand of the Midianites. Have I not sent thee? 15. And he said unto him, O my Lord, wherewith shall I save Israel? Behold, my family is poor in Manasseh, and I am the least in my family. And the Lord said unto him, Surely I will be with thee, and thou shalt smite the Midianites as one man. Now going back to 15, we see Gideon lacking confidence. He goes and says, Oh Lord, I'm repeating, he says, Oh Lord, I am poor and I'm the least in my family. You know, I come from a family of 3, and I'm the middle child. Who's the middle child here? You know how that goes. The first one gets all the attention, and the last one is always the one who's loved. He gets away with everything. Now, being the middle child, I felt alone most of the time. I couldn't talk to my parents, and I was always feeling like I'm the least in my family. But here I am, doing the Lord's work.
Amen.
You know, the Lord had chosen me and my family to be the one closest to Him, the one He chose to use in my family. Not saying that my sister and my brother are bad, but God uses them.
Right.
But I mean, as far as I'm in America doing the Lord's work, you know. So with us, it's the same with us little children. We should never feel that we are not adequate enough for God, or we are not enough for God to use us. Because you are here today.
Yes.
You might not think it's important, but you are sitting here today listening to God's word.
Yes.
And that will do something miraculous in your life. It will in fact change your life. You might be wondering why your brothers or your sisters or your parents are not in here today. It is because God has chosen you, particularly you, for a reason and a purpose. And you might not know what that purpose is yet, but God will show it to you in time. Do you believe that?
Yes.
Do you believe that you're sitting in here for a reason?
Yes.
Not just passing time, right?
Hey, yes.
God has a very important task for you. He has something very important for you to do. That is why He has brought you in this house today. Now, as we read forward, that the Lord said, we read 17, and He said unto him, If now I have found grace in thy sight, then show me a sign that thou talkest with me. Depart not hence, I pray thee, until I come unto thee, and bring forth my present, and set it before thee. And he said, I will tarry until thou come again. And Gideon went in and made ready a cake, an unleavened cake of an ephah of flour, and flesh he put in a basket, and put the broth in a pot, and brought it out unto him under the oak, and presented it. And the angel said unto him, Take the flesh and the unleavened cake, and lay it upon this rock, and pour out the broth. And he said, and he did so. And the angel of the Lord put forth the end of the staff that was in his hand, and touched the flesh and the unleavened cake, and rose a fire out of the rock, and consumed the flesh and the unleavened cake. And the angel of the Lord disappeared out of his sight. And when Gideon perceived that he was an angel of the Lord, Gideon said, Alas, O Lord God, for because I have seen an angel of the Lord face to face. Now, we see, once again, I think this was very important, that Gideon didn't realize that God had chosen him. And he looked to his surroundings. He looked at everything around him and about his life. And then he was considering himself. Is it possible for God to use me?
Right.
I mean, I come from a poor home. The same with me growing up. I came from a very poor home. We lived in a little house where you had to share your room with your brothers and your sisters. You know, and God blessed us, and now we live in a house that, well, everyone has their own room. And now I'm married, I have my own place. Amen. We thank God for that. But we often make the same mistake. You know, growing up, you look around and you think, well, my mother's not in the gospel, my father's not in the gospel, this and the other. I don't have much. What can I do for God? But God doesn't need anything from you but your heart.
Amen.
And that is pretty much all He wants from you. And if you give God your heart, then He will give you everything you need. And He has set for you so you can do what He wants you to do for Him.
Amen.
So we should never look around us and limit God to what we see in front of us. Because we know God is immaculate. God is a big God. And there's nothing that stops Him from doing anything. God can literally move you from here to any part of the world and provide for you and make you happy. And give you love. And give you everything that you need. Now when we read further, we see that we know that God had chosen Gideon, but we do not know what He had chosen Gideon for. Yes, he was supposed to take the children of Israel out of slavery, but we do not know how He did it. We find out how He did it in the next chapter, which is chapter 7. From 7 verse 1. And Jerubbaal, who is Gideon, and all the people that were with him, rose up early and pitched beside the well of Haran, so that the host of the Midianites were on the north side of them, by the hill Moreh, in the valley. And the Lord said unto Gideon, the people that are with thee are too many for me to give the Midianites into their hands, lest Israel vaunt themselves against me, saying, mine own hand hath saved me. Now therefore go to proclaim in the ears of the people, saying, whosoever is fearful and afraid, let him return and depart early from Mount Gilead. And there returned of the people 20 and 2,000, and there remained 10,000. I'll not read the whole chapter, but just to break it down to you. So Gideon woke up and God had instructed him. He said, put together men of Israel. So you guys are going to fight against the Midianites.
Right.
And then Gideon went and assembled. The Bible tells us that he had assembled 33,000 men. 33,000 men to go to war. But God looked at them and said, no, that is too many. Now imagine, this is 33,000 men. And the other guys, the Midianites, had, the Bible tells us that they had so many camels that you couldn't even count. Wow. So the 33,000 that Gideon had weren't even enough to fight these men. There were so many guys sitting there waiting to destroy the Israelites. And God comes and tells Gideon, He says, no, these are too many people. Tell those who are scared to go home.
Yes.
The Bible tells us that 22,000 went home. So Gideon only had 10,000 men to fight. I don't know how many the Midianites were. And God still came and said, you still have too many men. And He said, go to the river and drink water, and I will tell you how many men you need. So Gideon took all the Israelite men to drink water, and while they were drinking water, there were some who were drinking water. They went on their knee and drank water, scooping water and lapping it out of their tongue. And some of them went on their knees and went all the way and drank from the water. And God said, okay. So the ones that put their face in the water, God said, those are going to stay. And guess how many God said Gideon should take with him?
200.
How many?
200?
300.
Amen.
Amen. He had 300 soldiers to fight a multitude of men. And does that make sense? I mean, with the odds, who was supposed to lose? Gideon was supposed to lose, right? But Gideon knew something that the other guys didn't know. Gideon knew God.
Amen. Yes. Amen.
And Gideon had something that the other guys didn't have. He had God on his side. So he took his 300 and they went and surrounded the camp of the Midianites. 100 on that side, 100 on this side, and 100 on that side. And guess how they won this war? Do we know how they won? Did they fight?
No.
Did they pull out any swords?
No.
What happened?
They just fight with their hands.
They didn't fight at all. What happened? Well, they had their pitchers. So all they had was a trumpet and their pitcher. I'm not too sure what a pitcher is, but they broke those. Oh, she says for pouring. So they had a trumpet and a pitcher. So Gideon says, guys, do as I do. When I blow the trumpet, you blow the trumpet and say the sword of the Lord and the sword of Gideon. And that's all they said. They said the sword of the Lord and the sword of Gideon. And they broke those pitchers and blew their trumpets. Now let us, in parentheses, let us give the Midianites a number. Let us say they were 300,000.
300,000?
Well, we just put a number out there. They were 300,000 men. And Gideon only had 300 men. And all they did was blow trumpet and broke their pitchers. But what was special about the men of Gideon is that they knew God.
Amen.
What did they have?
God.
They had God on their side. What do you have on your side today?
God.
Who do you have on your side?
God.
So, does it matter the numbers or whoever or the size of the devil that comes against you? Does it matter at all?
No.
If God says, I'm with you, He will never leave you nor forsake you.
That's right.
So when He promised you and said, what is your name? When He said, Jason, I am your God and I'm going to protect you. Do you believe that He will? So no matter what the devil does, He will protect you, Jason.
Yes. Amen. Amen.
As He did with the Israelites. So now, they blew their trumpets and dropped their pitches. And guess what? The Midianites were so confused, they thought they didn't know what was happening. They pulled out their swords and started killing each other.
I thought you said.
I said the Israelites didn't fight. But the Midianites killed each other. So whoever, because they were so confused, God put a spirit of confusion upon them to protect the Israelites. And then the enemy destroyed itself.
Right.
How powerful is that? So God eventually fought the battle for the Israelites.
Yes.
And they won that battle without even having to lift one finger. Or they did because they were playing the trumpet. But they didn't have to fight.
Right.
How incredible is that?
Amen.
So now, little children, what do we learn from our lesson? You know, when we look at the entire story of Gideon, he comes from a family. In fact, a very important piece of scripture is that his father wasn't even worshiping God. His father worshipped Baal, which is a foreign god. And then we find that in families where the father or the parents aren't worshiping God, we normally think that it is not natural for the children to follow suit. But we see God breaking those walls and breaking down those generational practices and choosing one that He wants for Himself. The same way He chose you today. Remember what I said about you sitting here today? Because you were special and you were chosen. And God has put something inside of you that He wants to grow and make it come to fruition. So through you, God can save your family. Through you, God can save your parents, your brothers, your sisters, your friends, your uncles, your aunts, your grandma, whoever. Amen. God can do it through you. Why? Because you are special and you are chosen.
Yes.
And there's something powerful inside of you. And there's someone powerful inside of you.
Yes.
And today he wants you to accept him.
Yes.
He wants you to acknowledge him inside of you. He wants you to give your life to him today.
Amen.
So he can fully win the war through you. He can use you to win over your family.
Amen.
And that will be our lesson today.
Amen.
We will get our song from number 195. We'll sing all the verses. We will sing all the verses, and Sister Sharon will give us our closing prayer. And then we'll come to the altar to pray.
Heavenly Father, as we come to a close and we meet you down at the altar, we ask you, Heavenly Father, that help and obey. In the name of Jesus, be with us.